Good evening. The southern half of the UK is preparing for one of the strongest storms of recent years, expected to hit in the next few hours. Gusts of wind in excess of 80 miles an hour are expected to start battering the southwest from around midnight. They're then expected to blast across England and Wales throughout the day. Torrential rain also forecast, with 3 flood warnings already in place. It all means a chaotic start to the working week, with tomorrow morning's rush hour on the rail network feeding London effectively cancelled. No trains are expected to run before 9 a.m, and even then there will be a limited service. Tonight, rescuers are also trying to locate a 14-year-old boy who was swept out to sea off Newhaven this afternoon. Well, let's get more now with Alex, who's in Weston-super-Mare for us. And Alex, of course, it is that southwest that's going to get hit first. What's the picture looking like there now?
Yeah, very, very bad, really, in the southwest. We are getting some fairly worrying news in from Newhaven on the south coast. Reports there that a 14-year-old boy has been swept into the sea. He is presumed drowned, of course. The police are describing it as a very distressing incident and say everything possible is being done to try to find the boy. Now, what we know is he was swimming with a friend about 10 metres out, and it's presumed he was then washed out to sea. Now, a search and rescue helicopter has just refuelled, we understand, and is carrying out another search. There's also a lifeboat on hand as well, being battered by very, very heavy seas. But clearly, as time goes on, the chances of finding this young boy are becoming more and more remote. I suppose a sign, really, of just how atrocious the weather conditions are to become if the forecasts are accurate.
Yeah, we understand elsewhere Portsmouth have actually instigated an exclusion zone along the seafront there as well, clearly with public safety in mind. What about down there further to the west? Are people actually out and about at the moment?
Well, certainly here on the Weston-super-Mare in the West Country, people have been preparing for this storm, Mark, for the last 48 hours. At the moment, it is strangely calm. There isn't really much wind. If anything, it's dropped in the last hour or so. The rain is starting to come down, perhaps a precursor of what we can expect in the next few hours. But people are very worried about this storm. Remember that many people here along this coastline have only really just recovered from another storm, a financial storm, the crisis of 2008. They are worried, of course, about the damage to property. You saw in my report that fairground owner, he has hundreds of thousands of pounds invested in rides, although they are insured. Getting money from loss adjusters, he claims, is always difficult, and you're often left out of pocket. So a very, very anxious time for people. But certainly the advice from the emergency services, stay inside, wait until the storm has passed, don't venture out until it has returned to some semblance of calm.
Alex, thank you for that. Let's just update you now with some news we're getting from Heathrow about the situation with regards flights. Around 60 have now been cancelled at Heathrow, the latest coming through from the airport, mostly short-haul and European destinations. Gatwick, Stansted and Luton, urging passengers to keep up to date with the status. No cancellations reported as yet, but clearly as they assess this storm front as it moves in, then we may learn more. But it looks as if long-haul should be OK, but certainly those short-haul flights to Europe at the moment are being hit quite badly from Heathrow.